We are done with sugar beets, and we're done with pinto beans. It's pretty great. We've got both combines set up on corn heads. Been going through them, getting everything ready for corn. Grain carts are hooked up. They got to be gone through, greased, whatever, make sure everything's good. Yeah, right now, as you've seen at the beginning here, we're loading out trucks. We got a little bit of wheat left in some bins from the beginning of the year, so we've got to get those. We got to get the rest of the wheat hauled out before we can really start into corn, because we're gonna try and store everything that we can. We've got some contractor we need to store for now, but we want to store as much as we can. So yeah, that's kind of the plan right now. We got 2 trucks hauling out wheat, plus a hired truck from contractor wheat still. But we don't have much left. We've got 3 bins and all. Well, okay, 1 bin we got cleaned out. 1 bin I was just in has not much left, but I didn't want to overload this truck that much. So it's got just a little bit left. It'll be cleaned out, and then our other bin's got a couple loads left in it. So we're getting really close with the wheat. That'll be good. And hopefully by the end of the week, we will have some corn going back in them. Today is Tuesday, I believe. Yes, Tuesday, November the 1st. Yesterday was Halloween. So yeah, no, I think we're on track. Everybody else around us has already started corn, but that's okay. You know, we'll get going when we're ready. So that's what we're gonna do. Autumn and I are gonna haul some wheat to Nebraska and get a little bit more out. So here we are, just getting to Lyman, Nebraska. Most people are obviously hauling in corn here, but we're gonna haul in some wheat, and they're still loading some bins over here, so where we were told to take it. We're gonna get unloaded and head back home. We had to pick up another bearing for the red combine, so I think Jeremiah ahead of me is probably gonna pick it up before I get on our way back through. A pretty nice truck. Anyways, the best part about this is they unload for you. And they open it wide open. Pretty good leg and pet here, so doesn't take too long to unload. Works out pretty good. Well, here we go. I'm in a combine. We're getting going here. We're just kind of testing everything out, getting everything calibrated and set. I finally got my field view to start working in this combine. It turned out my Trimble monitor must have blipped or something during wheat. You guys didn't know anything about this because I didn't record anything in wheat. Anyways, I've been having some issues with my field view. We got that all fixed today. So we're combining some corn. We've got both combines out here, and you know it's doing pretty decent. It could always be better, but I finally got a camera in this combine too. I'm pretty excited about that. Last year I was pretty much blind, so I had to rely on my grain cart operators to tell me how full I was, and well, let's just say I got a little bit of cabinets for sure. But seem to be doing pretty good right now. One thing I don't like about this head is I always gather a lot of trash. You can't see anything unless you look up. But yeah, like I said, this is our first opening here. We have only gotten like 12 acres done so far, so we're just gonna load trucks this afternoon and get our toe dipped into the bath. So we're doing
you
pretty
said
good.
number 3 is my auger, and what was the other one?
Yeah, grain cart operators learning how to operate again.
It'd be like, so like on that armrest, the
it's
first
been a whole
lever
year.
that's covered is the 3/4 one, and
crazy.
the next one.
It's
Gonna add a
busy out here.
so the number one is the closest one to you. The second one is.
I love that cart. That thing is just huge. It's great. Just starting to get dark here, and our grain cart drivers are still slow. Had my arm out for a while. What the hell, Jeremiah?
Are you going to cast question on this, or do you want me to? Never mind.
Jeez, you still got the auger out. Don't hit augers. That has sucked, huh? As you can see, this corn is a little shorter. I think the wind must have gotten to it. There's a lot of ears on the ground and a lot of broke over stalks, and a lot of the tops are gone already. So the wind must have came through this corn pretty good a little bit earlier. So it's not yielding as good, but overall I think this field will be alright. Hopefully everything else is better, of course, but we're getting along. We just have I think one more semi to load, and then we're going to load the 2 grain carts and we'll be done for the night. We're just supposed to be getting started here, but it's dark, but it's only like 6:20 right now, so it's not too bad. Well, good morning, good morning. It is the next day here. Second day of corn harvest. And last night I showed you guys a little bit of our corn, and it was short, and a lot of it was on the ground, and I thought maybe it was just wind, but Dad and I got into our field view last night. And here's one of the great parts about field view. So,
And that pivot made it away, didn't it?
you can tell
So
from right there this way.
Coming back towards this hand. So
Hold on.
please help me watch it. Or remember it, let's put it that way.
So you can see from here up, it's a little bit better yields, and then from here down, all this opening here is pretty dark red. It's about almost cut in half yield wise. So if we go into here and we go into planting and hybrid, you'll see there's a different variety here. This is all one variety, and this is all another. Now, I'm not going to tell you which variety is which, but yeah. Dad basically said if we ever plant some of this again, might just kick him in the nuts. So we'll see. We'll see what the rest of the year goes. We got a couple more fields with that junk in it, but basically, it's probably going to be said. This is Pioneer. Pioneer has good spots in the world, but for whatever reason, Wheatland, Wyoming is not a good spot for Pioneer. We tried some last year, and last year was a really good year for all corn, and so we tried it again this year, and this is why we usually don't plant Pioneer, because most of it, the tops are all broken off and laying down. I gotta run the corn head way lower. There's more trash going in because we're lower. And the yield sucks because half the corn cobs are on the ground. So that's one of our main problems we're having right now. And it's just one of those things that we've noticed already. And it's just kind of one of those things that goes on in harvest. That's why we have things like field view, so we can go back and look at what this corn was. Why did our crop go, why did the yield go down in half already, you know, halfway across the field? This is why we have that technology, is because we can go back and look at it. So it's pretty handy. That's one of the things I wanted to show you guys. Not to rag on a seed company or anything, because I'm sure they have good varieties. Just like everybody. Every seed company has a good variety. They grow corn in certain spots because otherwise they wouldn't be in business. For some reason, our ground, our climate, our growing season, our wind just doesn't add up for this variety. And so yeah, we're probably not going to grow this variety anymore, but now we know that. So yeah, that's a little bit doom and gloom for the morning, but it's okay. We're planning on getting this field knocked out here. We got truck drivers today. We didn't really worry about truck drivers yesterday because we were just loading stuff for the night. So yeah, truck drivers today. We'll be able to dump all this corn. And we got an auger set up this morning. Dave and I did. So hopefully we will get some more combine today before the snow comes. Obviously yesterday was, hold on, I gotta turn around. So like I was saying, yesterday was pretty nice and warm. I was actually in my t-shirt most of the day yesterday. But last night, which the weather told us is gonna be this way, last night it got very cold, and today they're telling us we should expect snow. Probably not gonna get much snow, it'll probably just be a light dusting. So we'll be able to carry on throughout the day, but it's going to be a little cold for them truck drivers. As long as I don't have to get out, I should be pretty nice in here. But we'll just see how harvest goes. I also have to say, Klaas, I really like your row finder. That's pretty fantastic. Dad's a little bit jealous about that. His Drago head does not have a row finder. And, you know, straight rows isn't bad, but it's pretty nice. I don't even have to worry about touching the steering wheel unless it's some weird spot. So that was a quick thing about this head that I really enjoy. Got the dog with me, of course. You're always going with me. Oh, Autumn. She really likes corn. She enjoys watching it. Oh man, you can't see it, but there's snow flying. There we go. See little raindrops on the window, but it's snow. You can't see it on camera, but it's flying by. Just little stuff. Oh, there you can kind of see it. A little bit of white on the black plastic. So it's starting. It's a coming. Well, it's never fun cutting endrows on a flood field because you gotta bounce across all the ditches. But if you gotta do it, you might as well do it in a tracked combine because it's sure as hell a lot smoother than the other combine. Yeah, this is where we started on the flood, and it goes down to the pivot. So it's just a little triangle corner, basically, but it's a little rough. Not bad in this combine though. I do really like the tracks for that point. It's nice and smooth. Is this what Pioneer corn's supposed to look like when standing up? I almost forgot. This corn actually got some pretty good water here from the sprinkler. Right there at the end, we've got a big end nozzle, and the end gun was kind of combined right here. So there's a good circle kind of starting all the way around the pivot. Let's see if I can. It's kind of right there, and then kind of right there. You can see it real good. That's hitting the end of the field here. So there is actually decent corn if you get a piss pot full of water on it. Obviously that didn't happen throughout the whole field, and it was a dry year, so shit happens, I guess. But it still wasn't as, this still didn't yield as good as the decal did on the other side, so oh well, But at least we're not fighting the trash in this one spot. Well, we just got done with our first field, so we're all folded up. I'm just waiting on the grain cart guy. He's coming down the road now. We'll all kind of head down together. We're heading down to the Pollard Ranch, and we're going to start our second field. We got our auger set up for the trucks, so hopefully that corn is a little bit better. A lot of bit better, actually, would be best. One of the best things about this combine going down the highway is the road mode. Even on tracks, this combine will go almost 25 miles an hour. So that's pretty great. The case combine will only go like 19, almost 20, which is still, I mean, yeah, it's 5 miles an hour. It's not much difference, but it sure seems like a big difference when I can outrun them. But we're just getting down here to the barn. We got some wheat planted. It's kind of hard to see it, but there's a hint of green out there. Got some winter wheat planted in the bean ground. It's coming up pretty good in that field. This is flood, so it's a little dry anyways. But we're gonna get down here to the cornfield and see what we can finish off in the day. It's 12:30 almost, so we got the rest of the afternoon, to better half of the afternoon to get going. Okay, so we're starting on our second field here. Field's doing all right. We're just starting to make an opening, so we're just in our first round here, and it's doing a hell of a lot better than the other stuff was. Now, down here they chopped a lot of it for their silage. They have a feedlot down here, and so in the meantime, this year they tried flying on some seed. So they had an airplane come in, a lot like a crop duster, and he actually spread seed, a cover crop basically, and it was turnips and some other stuff that they put in there. And so this field looks really weedy and gross, you know, to our standards, because we like it clean. And this stuff got blown down pretty bad right here. I should have waited to show you guys till, like, over there on the edges is pretty good. I don't know what happened here in the middle, but yeah, look at all that green in there. That's all cover crop, and I'm surprised honestly how well it grew up inside of the corn. I figured the corn would catch a lot of the seed being flown on, and you know, the overcast of the rows, but I'm sure once the corn dried down, it started growing pretty good. So yeah, there's actually a decent amount of green out there, but that's all cover crop, not weeds. Right now our biggest problem is our snouts are pushing the cover crop out. It's kind of annoying there. But this corn's pretty decent. We've only got a half circle here, and then we got a full circle just on the other side of the feedlot here, so pretty close together. Apparently it's been snowing a little better down here, because it's actually accumulating some snow. Most of it's fallen off the corn, but it is fairly dark and there's snow coming down. It's not very heavy yet. Well, not to brag or anything, but that grain tank sample looks pretty good. I'm not seeing
I'm not the boss, I'm just the truck driver.
very much trash in there.
Okay. All right.
And not seeing very much trash in there, but that decal looks really good. Nice big kernels. I wonder what the test weight is on that stuff. It's
Okay, I had to take a phone call. What did I
almost
miss?
14%
What are my
moisture.
instructions?
Well, with only one grain cart today, I decided it's probably best if I just came over here and unloaded on this truck. Dad's combine's full.
Thinking we can get this field done, but we might be done after this. The snow.
But by the time the grain cart got empty, he was gonna have to go dump on Dad, or Dad was gonna have to dump on the cart. So I figured it'd be best if I just came over here and had a little head start on this tandem truck. But you can see the snow's starting to get a little worse. Starting to build up on the head a little bit. And it's
Doug, are you in the truck there?
snowing pretty good.
Yeah.
But,
So, I don't know if you heard. We'll go to West.
I had to interrupt my corn.
It might even running through.
There's a raccoon right there. Right in my corn, or right in my tracks. I had to go run them down. Some of you might not approve of running down raccoons or shooting them or whatever, but around here is kind of a fun little game during corn harvest. You know, we get a lot of raccoons out
Hey,
here in
Doug,
the fields.
before you, if you can still hear me, before you come down here, call on the radio and see if you need to come back down. Okay, sounds good.
We're about done with this half circle already. So anyways, yeah, we kind of keep track of, it's not sinister. I don't know, we all kind of hunt, it's country, whatever. But yeah, so that was our first raccoon for the year. The nice thing about the tracks is it's nice and wide, so it's pretty easy to track them down if you have to go chase them. But on a lighter note, excuse me, with the snow keep coming down, we're about done with this half circle already, and that only took us, we started at 1, that only took us an hour. Sorry, it was like 12:30, so it's like an hour and a half to get this half circle done. So we knocked that out pretty quick. But with the snow keep coming down, we're probably going to quit for the day after this because we don't want to plug our sieves up. If it gets too wet, it'll just start piling up in there and it's not very good. So we're gonna quit after this field's done, and we'll be done in the next 30 minutes or so, barring any issues.
I think yesterday we were all running around in fucking t-shirts.
Another thing while I'm thinking about it, yes, the moisture of the corn is starting to get a little bit higher, but it's only at like 17, 16 right now.
I say that, then it'll probably clear up.
We don't mind putting it in the bin at like 18. Or we'll put it into a grain bin, clear up to 18. As long as we have fans and everything, we can get some air to it, which all of ours have a fan, so we aren't too worried about that. But yes, the moisture is starting to go up a little bit because of the snow, but that's not really bothering us quite yet. It will be pretty soon. I mean, it keeps snowing like this, but we'll get to that point. It'll be alright. We're gonna quit after this field anyways, so it really don't matter. Oh, here we go. We just got this field done. Yeah, we had a pretty good amount of snow. There's like probably a good 6 to 8 inches of snow built up on there. Which a lot of that just shook off all the corn leaves and stuff, but nonetheless, it's a pretty good amount of snow on the head. I'm gonna go load our belt trailer with what little I got left. Another cool thing about Field View is this is all the same variety on this field, but you can tell there was a sprinkler issue with the nozzles in the center 2 towers. These towers were good, outsides weren't so good, and then this side here got a lot of deer because it's right up against the pasture. So there's a lot of deer out on this side. But it happens. So I'm just gonna unload what I got on this truck, and then I think we're gonna be done for the day. And this is gonna be it for this video, but there will be more for corn harvest, so keep an eye out for the next video. Thank you guys for watching, and like and subscribe.